Hi, my name is Ben Jacobson. This is my reflection for session 2. Based on the biblical perspective, what lessons learned can you glean from Nehemiah's actions in identifying risks? Nehemiah utilized his resources. Due to God's provision, Nehemiah found himself in the position of a cupbearer, therefore having direct access to the king. And along with boldness and courage, Nehemiah used his resource, the king, to propose a question to go rebuild the temple and the wall. What risk did Nehemiah identify, prompting him to seek the king's help? The risks were very clear. For Nehemiah, he identified that the walls needed to be rebuilt, and during those times, travel was an obvious risk. Construction was a risk, and without the king's help, without those resources, without the timber, without the letters that the king needed to write to allow him to pass through certain areas, Nehemiah, it's possible, would have failed. How would you apply it to your daily walk with Jesus? The boldness and courage that Nehemiah displayed during this time has application to us in our daily walk, in our jobs, in our homes. We need to have the courage to ask questions, to have the humility to ask for help. It's something I've struggled with, to ask for help when needed. And Nehemiah had the humility to ask the king for help. And that's something that is extremely valuable in today's world, where self-reliance is encouraged, but having the humility and the courage to seek others and their guidance, their wisdom, is extremely valuable in our daily walk with Jesus. What are 2 to 3 risks associated with your project? In any construction project, there's various safety risks. There's also the potential for more work. So one risk would definitely be a changing environment. A construction environment naturally changes through the stages of the project, from the demolition phase. The environment for the workers is going to be much different than when the project is nearing completion. It's trip hazards, fall hazards, breathing hazards. Another risk would be working around apprentices. And not that we consider the apprentices unsafe, however, they are less experienced and therefore pose a certain level of risk. Therefore, we have the opportunity associated with that risk to teach, to train in professionalism and craftsmanship. Another risk associated with the project would be heavy lifting. There's obvious heavy equipment and gear that needs to be moved around the job site, and for us as the contractor to have the resources for our workers to move that equipment safely and efficiently, so it's less taxing on their bodies, so that they can be safe and not risk damaging something on the project, hurting themselves, etc. And a risk for opportunity, not just a threatening risk, would be that with a project of this nature, a historical home remodel, would be the potential for more work. There's the customer has an obvious desire to have a state-of-the-art home with the home security and fire alarm system and smart home features that are integrated to this project. With that being said, our workers uh, we'll have an intimate knowledge of the home, and possibly we'll be able to see a feature that could be added to the home for the customer. And as project management, we can therefore pose that question to the customer to increase our work scope and increase our profit. So that's the potential for a risk opportunity. Thank you.